New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. Check it out. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Eastern. A healthy dose of Jersey Girl wisdom. Live with Rev Jersey Girl. Sponsored by New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome, beloved, to another Thursday at noon Eastern for the Jersey Girl Wisdom Show. I am so glad to have you here and to be back with you here again on the show. So I am Michelle Wadleigh, aka Rev Jersey Girl, and the truth is, Jersey girls are a particular kind of person. Do you ever see on Facebook, you see the videos of older ladies that are vacuuming or cleaning and they're dancing in their kitchen, but the hair is white, they're overweight, their boobs are down to their waist. That's going to be me in my 80s. And that's that's the Jersey girl thing. We never lose our exuberance. So if you're here with us for the first time, know that that's the show that you've come into, the show that I try to promote. Good morning, Angelica. And that's who we are. But today, Space Cadet Snowflake checking in. Hello, Wayne. So today, though, I have a friend, a colleague, and a partner in crime, in quotes. And I would like you to please warmly welcome today to the show is Reverend Celeste Warner.
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm here on the East Coast. It's noon, it's beautiful, it's snowing, and I am thrilled to be here with my dear friend, Jersey Girl. And my picture of myself at 80 is that grand too, Michelle, except I don't have a vacuum. Okay, I'm like dancing or something else, but I'm excited to be here to share our partnership and share what we're up to, because I think it's kind of exciting.
Beautiful. Thank you. You know, it's really funny. This is my family, my blood family they have a history of suffering before they die. So I realized years ago I had to change the plan. And I invite anyone listening to change the plan with me. And here's the plan. I'm gonna go, done. Like drop dead in the middle of doing something I love. There won't be any hospitals or doctors. Now you might say, well, what if you don't have that choice? Well, right now I have the choice to create that, and I have a choice to plan that, and so do you. And that will always be part of the show here. So today, Reverend Celeste is somebody who we have had like a bit of a long distance love affair. Celeste hails from Rhode Island, and of course me from New Jersey, although not originally from Rhode Island. I'll let you tell about that. And but we have been now working together very closely for a while. Our paths have crossed, but recently our paths have merged. And I'm excited because together, Reverend Celeste and I are launching a coaching school. And we're going to talk about coaching today, the value of having a coach, the value of being a coach. And Celeste has by far more experience. Although I was trained in coaching many years ago, I really went the route of ministry and of being a practitioner. I didn't stay in the role of coach, and yet Celeste, did, and she was quite successful. So we're here to chat with you about that today. And Celeste,
Yes.
talk to me. Tell them about the beauty of being a coach, because I know it's exciting to you.
It is. It's really exciting to me. When I took my first coaching class, I thought I had done a lot of personal work, and I had a lot of spiritual work and, probably studied every self-help guru and really just said, okay, who do you want to be? What do you want to be like? So I thought, I'm going to go into coaching because it is wonderful. Well, honestly, I was like smacked up the side of the head because it was one of the best self-awareness courses I ever took. I thought I had done a lot of cleaning in those corners, but the coaching classes shined a light into those corners for me. And I was able to clean out a lot of dust. It's like I was a sock going into coaches training, and I was a sock turned out upside down or inside out when I came out. And my life was 100-fold for it.
And I want to say something. You just sparked an idea in me. And I apologize to anyone who's in the spiritual world who is listening to me right now. I do not mean I don't mean what I'm about to say to be offensive. I don't. But it might first land that way. Because I'm part of that. We spiritual metaphysicians often walk the road of wanting to be revealed, and we want to celebrate life, but often we're doing it poor.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it underfinanced. One of the greatest challenges, I've been a minister now a long time, one of the greatest challenges that people face is their prosperity consciousness or the lack of. And one of the things that happened for me in my early coaches training, and I want to do a shout out to Bruce Schneider and IPEC coaching, because that's where the avenue I came through. I was in their very first class. I did not know what I was doing. And I spent oodles of money doing it, but I took a risk. And what happened was I became a better minister.
Oh, yes.
I became a better practitioner. I became a better teacher, and I raised my expectation for prosperity in the world. And that's one of the things. It saddens me how many individuals are beautiful and brilliant and loving and compassionate, and they don't have two nickels to rub together. I would love for you and I in this program and in this training to be part of that transformation for people like us, truly to be part of that transformation.
Michelle, that was one of the things I noticed when I first started coaching professionally. I noticed I attracted two different kinds of people. Many CEOs, but they wanted to come to me because they wanted better love lives and they wanted to make more money. And so what you're describing, I think, is what a lot of people have. It's called a collapse distinction. Like if you have money, you're not good. Money and bad, right? Yeah. So as a minister and you're successful and you're profitable, how could you be a good minister? And that's it's not true.
And do we not see a lot of people criticizing now? Do we not see people criticizing Joel Osteen?
Yes, we do.
Like, oh my God, how could he have that money? How could he have that house? How could he have that car? Well, who cares? 30,000 people every Sunday at or maybe I don't know how that is now with COVID. 30,000 people filling a stadium. He has the consciousness for stadium. So instead of finding fault or criticism for him, wouldn't we be lifted more by saying, wow, look what's possible. Hello, look what's possible.
Absolutely. In fact, I hope we can communicate that today, because coaching can be a very lucrative career. I just learned this acronym from my dear prayer partner, Jane Coley, and she said that we're ELFs, E-L-F, right? And so she said, your business should be easy. Coaching is easy. You make your own hours. I used to tell people, oh, I work from 8 to 4. And then I'd say, okay, maybe I'm lying. I work from 8 to 2. Then I'm like, I work from 8 to 12. Okay, I admit it. But like, you can make your own hours, whatever works for you, right? And then there's a level of the way that you're paid that I can help. I mean, we're doing this academy. I want to help our students understand that they are able to charge a fee that represents their value. So the L in ELF is lucrative, and the F, of course, is fun. I look at my calendar in the morning and I go, wow, I get to work with all these great people. So it's fun. And one great things about being a coach is you're going to attract the right people to you. So I attract. Go ahead, Michelle.
Right, and you might not know this, but Reverend Celeste, I'm going to jump in and boast about you for a second. But at the bottom of her email, underneath her name, her one of the parts of her signature is millionaire minister. So I said to my husband this morning, I'm going to start putting on my signature, the millionaire minister's Fred, just to link up and jump on that.
Right.
And you're right. We got to separate being good and being loving.
Yes.
From not making enough money.
In fact, I can do a lot with the money I make, right? I'm here in gorgeous Rhode Island. I'm on the ocean. I'm looking outside at my dock. I mean, and the boats are coming by still, the blues are flying, and it's just so beautiful here. And I do want to take a stand, not only for ministers or people who consider themselves deeply spiritual, but this thing called coaching. Yes. Because the program we're creating has a business component. So not only are we going to teach you the skills to help you unearth the wisdom in your clients, we're also going to show you how to build a business. In like a former career, I taught sales. I taught how to get leads. And this is a little bit different. This is a lot about just putting your work out there. Literally, if you build this practice, they will come. I spent years only coaching coaches and helping them build their business. I love doing that.
And something you and I speak about all the time, and then I'm going to do a little commercial break real quick,
okay.
But something you and I speak about, the question that we have to live from, not only as coaches, but as spiritual humans, those of us who care, is who am I being? And where am I coming from? And those are the kind of questions, because while we are attracting people to us, we want to attract from our expanded consciousness, not from the lessons that we learned along the way, that we tripped over. But let me just say, if you are watching the show, and I'm so glad that you are, and that you have been so supportive of Jersey Girl Wisdom Show, because you have received me and loved me so well. I just want to appreciate anyone watching. In addition, though, I would love you to join me in supporting and loving on New Thought Media Network. I am a regular contributor, not only through my service, but financially. And I encourage you to do the same. They have programs and programming all week long, plus 24/7 music with people that are beautiful, their music. So please support the network, and you will be rewarded with even more programming. So having said that, thank you. Yes, there you go, newthoughtmedia.org, and that's where you can give your money. Give your hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So one thing we spoke about before the show is we spoke about the relationship of a coach to the client. And I wanted to tell a short story that kind of makes me a little emotional. And I'm going to pull out a what do you call this? I don't know, a thing. Something I'm going to show you. in this bag, which you might not be able to tell exactly what it is, but in this bag are the ashes. There we go. The embers and the ashes of the fire walk. There you go. Ooh, I just got all dark. That fire walk that I did, and I think it was about 4 years ago, it was at a minister's gathering down in Asheville, North Carolina. And it was with the Reverend Dr. John Waterhouse. And I went down to this minister's gathering and I thought, I'm not walking. I'm not walking. I'm just going to the conference. I'm not walking. I'm not walking. I don't like fire. I'm not walking. I have a real thing about fire. And so that's what I went into it with. But then Reverend John took us through this very sacred practice of a prayerful practice. And so as we went through the practice, I could feel myself. Now, I want you to listen to these words, those of you. Yes, it was amazing. It was amazing. I want you to listen to these words, because what I began to do is I began to let go of what I thought of as real, and I began to entertain a new idea. And when you have a coach, that's what happens. They help you to catch the thought by thought process. Now, what actually happened is that we went out to walk the fire. The fire was prepared. It was chanting and singing, and people were all around. And what happened was one person went after another, and I thought, okay, I'm getting ready. And then I walked up to it. I went, oops, no. I wasn't ready. And then what happened was this precious, beautiful man who I know who he is, but never really had an interaction. And I want to call out and say thank you again. I've blessed him so many times. The Reverend Dr. Mitch Johnson, who used to be the head minister at the Nashville Center, CSL. And he walked up to me. He said, I'm going to get emotional. He said, would you like me to hold your hand? Mm. Now, holding my hand still meant I had to walk. No part of this meant I was getting away with it easy.
Right.
He had already walked. The path was narrow, so all he had to do was stand by the side. And I looked at him and I went, yes. And I held his hand and I walked across the fire to be embraced by Reverend John. And then they water down your feet. And what I got on that day was a couple lessons. One, fear is a choice. Mm-hmm. Fear is actually a choice that we don't realize that we're making very often. And two, this man was my champion for that process. And I changed on that day.
Yes.
That's what a coach does. A coach walks with you like this, not for you, but we partner, right? That's what we do. So my life really altered on that day in a beautiful way. And that's what the coaching does.
You're describing to me is I'm in love with my clients. I love them. It's I have a love affair with them, and I want stuff for them in their lives that they want deeply. And so I'm holding their hand, but I'm not pushing them or pulling them. Mm-hmm. I'm guiding them through everything they feel and knowing that they can do it. They get to claim what they want. Yep. And when I walked on fire, I cried my eyes out at the end and I said, God, if I can do this, I can do anything. And I really felt like that. And so
it sounds like a cliche, but it's not.
No. Well, I was bawling.
There are scientific reasons why you can. I get that. But you still have to walk across that fire.
You do. And then, I bragged because they had just added ashes. So I wasn't on the cool ones. I was on the hot ones, so whoa. And it was just, that is what we as coaches do. Okay. We hold that client's agenda and goals as dearly as we hold our own. Yeah, that's like, so you want something in your life and I'm your coach, and darn it, we're going to get that for you. And we're going to break down all those old thoughts that you had about yourself. I was just working with this amazing woman who truly just thought being joyous was maybe out of the role or out of the realm for her life. So can you imagine how she now can interact in all of her relationships, that she's willing to say, I can be happy, I can be joyous, I can be excited, I can vacuum at 80 in the middle and dance in the middle of the room and dance. She has taken down the bars that have kept her in this little cage. And she did it because she can. And she did it because she knew I believed in her. We did it together. And yes, it was scary because she still had to do it, right? I wasn't doing it. But boy, anyway, amazing, wonderful experience. And as a coach, an amazing, wonderful experience for me and a reminder for me, because I have to do it in my life first. I notice when I break through something, all of a sudden my clients have breakthroughs. Like, how did that happen? Because I was holding on to that, belief that didn't serve me. So you're constantly looking at yourself. I'm going to go back to what you said, Michelle, earlier about, who are you being?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so here's what I know as a coach. People respond to who you're being, not what you're doing while you're being it, right? So, Michelle, you're doing this hosting thing on this radio. So you're the host. So the host smiles and she did her hair and she looks beautiful and she's got a cute little grin and, right, she's joyous. So it's the doing. But if the being as a coach or a host is a know-it-all or pushy or unkind, that is what we respond to. So that's what our clients respond to. So in coaching, you understand that every relationship you have is a mirror. And if you don't like what you see in that mirror, you get to change it. So you're asking yourself constantly, what is it like to be around me? What is the experience of being with me? And you're constantly trying to improve that. So when I'm teaching coaching, I often say, ask yourself this question. Does the room get better when I leave it?
I ask a slightly different question, or I have but yes, because I think to myself, I want that room to be better because I was in it. So those of you who are listening, Celeste,
yes.
What is a thought transforming question? Let's let our guests, those watching right now, let's give them some thought transforming questions that you might ask of your client, so that even as they're watching right now, that they can benefit. Let's have a mind shifting experience right here.
Let's do it. Okay. So the first question, anyone who's listening or even listens to it once it's taped, ask yourself this question: how great can I stand it? That one, just work on that one every day. It'll be the greatest spiritual practice you've ever had. How about this? Something about what would your older self tell you about this moment? What are you robbing yourself of in this moment?
I want to give an example.
Yeah,
I want to give an example of that. So as a mother of 3 sons, my third son came along 13 years after the first 2. And I had already had the experience of how quickly my life as a mother went. So when my third son was born, I determined that he was going to be my priority no matter what. Yep. So I present myself to that. And so I kind of coached myself into prioritizing Seth as my priority, so that I would not live, because this is the question you just asked that sparked this. I didn't want to get to the end of my life and wished I had been more present.
Yes.
See, very often we don't think ahead in that way. I mean, that's a little contrary to being present. But for example, I've done so many memorial services in my life. And what I say at every memorial service and what I say at every Sunday celebration after it is, please, dear God, call the people that you haven't spoken to. Tell them you love them. Clean up your relationships, because at the end of your life, are you going to wish you made more money, or you're going to wish you I don't know, did something, or you're going to wish that you had healed and transformed those relationships.
Absolutely.
And part of, so what I'm asking those of you listening is, do you want to live a life of regret or a life of co-creation?
Mm.
And that's, as a client, you'll be prompted. And as a coach, imagine walking that path with somebody. Imagine walking that path and asking them the questions that has them turn their life into a slightly different direction.
Not as joyous a question, but a very pointed question that I ask a lot. We have stories. We all have stories of why this happened and or why it didn't work out or why we landed here. And we can ask ourselves this question, or your coach can. And I ask, what's the lie here?
Wow. Yeah.
Because sometimes these stories just aren't true and they're definitely not serving us.
Right.
What's the truth? I can change. I can do this. I can try this.
Right.
You
are capable.
My parents went back to college in their 70s.
Oh, bless their hearts, really.
So it just blew my mind, and literally my mother is walking across the stage with her walker. My sister's crying and I'm laughing, but it was like, what can't we do? So what are you telling yourself that one is not true and is a disservice to the life you want to create? Because that's what we as coaches do. We help people create the life they want. And it doesn't have to be the life you want. It's the life they want.
Yeah.
And
so I want to give another process that we would often do. One would, as a coach, you'd learn how to guide someone, and as a client, you would be asked, and that is to list your values.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And this is a much longer process than this, but then to ask yourself, okay, this is what I value. Am I living according to these values?
Yeah.
And I know for me, one of my greatest values in all of life is freedom. Mm-hmm. And the beauty of this work is that I get to do it wherever I am. If I have a phone and I have a computer, I'm working and I'm making money. That's the other thing. But I know one of your values, and I share this with you, is trust.
Yes.
I never mind someone making a mistake.
Right.
But I mind the lying around it.
Yes.
When someone is truthful with me, I'll meet you in a second.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself, what do I value?
Yeah.
But the second part of that question is critical. Am I living according to these values? Because if freedom is a value, but you realize and not a criticism here, but if you're living a 9 to 5 punching a clock, I don't know if people do that anymore, but if that's what's happening, is that in alignment with your value? And you've got to figure out, because all of that discord builds up in your body and you're discontent in your life.
I have been self-employed for well over 30 years now. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the last time I had a job. And when I was coaching full-time before ministerial school, I would get up in the morning. I like to get up early. So I do my spiritual practices. And when other people were in the shower, I put my bathing suit on and I'd go sit at the pool's edge with my phone and, sort of splash my little feet and I'd be coaching. And I was living my dream. So, of course, they would. And I remember running one morning to CVS and I saw this woman in a really nice, coat, and she looked wonderful. Then I got a panic. I thought, oh, my God, she's going to work. Like, holy crap. Okay, I guess I'm not going to wear that coat today. Like, I wanted to create something different for me. And what I know is that these coaching skills we use in that workplace all the time.
Right.
We ask permission before we nose into someone's business. That's a coaching skill. Do I have permission to share something with you? Or we design relationships. In our coaches training, I'll be teaching people how to design relationships. So, I'm married. So I might have said to my husband, Jack, honey, if I need you to be less strict with the children, how should I let you know? That's a good way to design it. How can I expect you to respond? So this coach's training, of course, is going to bring you a wonderful profession, but it's going to, as you said earlier, improve so many areas of your life.
Right.
Although when my kids were little, they would say, Mom, you do not have permission to coach me on this.
They do get your number, don't they? They do get your number. I'm going to do another commercial because here we are at the halfway through the hour. And once again, please tune into New Thought Radio. Tune into the beautiful music. The producer behind the scenes here is Diego, and he's a beloved friend and such a support. And on Saturday nights, he has this, he has this show called Beard Says Sing, and where he brings on musicians, and they kind of do a cabaret kind of karaoke kind of thing on Saturday nights, and it's really fun. So please just pay attention to all the different shows and some of the evening prayers that they have twice a day. This Saturday morning, Science of Mind series, the lecture series that I'm part of a whole team of people that we are offering that lecture series. It is wonderful. We are here to lift you, to inspire you, and to empower you. So please do give to this community, which is a community, and it's a growing community. So yes, so do that. Make sure you do that, okay? And then I have an ask. So this sounds like a 30-minute infomercial today. And I want to acknowledge that Reverend Celeste and I, we're a little exuberant right now because we are literally in the middle of creating this. But I want to tell you with all sincerity that I feel like right now I have my hands on something that's going to finally support the people I know and love in this culture of the cultural creatives that will give everyone a leg up, not either as a client or as a professional. And it's not just for ministers or practitioners. It is for anybody who wants to partner people in the beauty of their life. That's really the thing. They want to partner. And what you'll learn that, and this is very much a New Thought thing, and we discussed this before the show too. Your life changes one thought at a time. And if you don't catch those thoughts when they happen, they can either be building blocks or they could be a barrier. And so we get to decide, you yourself gets to decide, okay, is this thought a stepping stone? Is this thought a barrier to my greatness? And so I would hope that for people listening to this show, that even if you never come back here again or you don't participate, but that you have that thought. What am I building? What am I building in my life? And I want you to know that we have Celeste, are we excited? Yeah, a little bit. We in launching the academy, we have my husband and I launched a new 501c3 education nonprofit called Planned Happiness Institute. You've seen that on the scroll. There you go. There we are. And on that website down below is the coaching academy. Oh, Diego, you are just brilliant. And if on that coaching academy in there, if you want to just find out more, we have 3 different free intros that we're doing. February 24th, March 13th, and March 31. So all you have to do is go in there, click on that, and just come. It's free. And I got to tell you, even if you only participated in the initial training, you will walk away even being I hate to say this in this way, a better parent. Because you'll learn how to come from curiosity. You'll learn how to, when my middle son, he lived in my house almost too long because he was getting to the point he didn't like me anymore. You know that what I'm talking about? And I remember one day he was just being fussy. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then I thought to myself, who am I being? The question you asked. Now, this was many years ago, but I remember thinking to myself, I better start being the person he wants to be around.
Yes.
I was letting automatic kick into our mother-son relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked myself that question, and I'm telling you, if you're listening to me, it is one of the most powerful questions you could ever ask. I asked myself that question. I started showing up differently, and I saved our relationship. So we got to fall back in love as mother and son, which sometimes if they live in the house, it could be challenging. But we did. We fell back in love. And then when he left, it was beautiful. It wasn't like he was running away from me. So, I offer that to you as a gift. And that's what, and Celeste and I do that with each other.
Yes.
She lifts me, I lift her. She lifts me, I lift her.
Yes.
And it's this mutual relationship of loving and supporting each other. Because it is very much about loving somebody. I have to tell you that.
One of the things I love about you, or is my friend says, here's why I love you today. Why I love you today is that I can be wherever I am at in my life, and it is a very safe space for me. And that's what we as coaches do. We create that space. So I could be having a tough day. I could be having a sad day. And it's okay, because these are all experiences of humanity. And if I can't experience my whole life, what am I doing? It's my life is well over half over, this life anyway. And so where am I missing out? What am I not choosing to experience? As a coach, I can help clients do that. I help my friends do that. And Michelle certainly helps me do that. So yeah, yay. And I'm glad you're inviting people to come. Please come. I'm going to underscore this. We have designed something, it's only an hour, that you will walk away with something fabulous for your life. That's my guarantee. It's free, so I can't say money back, but please come. Give yourself the gift of that hour.
Yeah, and if you're listening to us, I mean, think to yourself, and I stay as conscious as I can, in every given moment that I can. And here's one thing I want to tell you. This is the ultimate thing for my life. I want to go out all used up.
Yes.
I don't want to leave any life on the table. And I hope for you that you don't want to leave anything on the table. And the way we do that is by a lot of self-reflection and contemplation. And contemplation is my favorite spiritual practice. And when we contemplate upon ourselves, we find those places. God, I love that your parents went back to school in their 70s. I love that. You're gonna have to show me a picture one day of Mom in her wheelchair. I mean, I just want to see that. So I believe we're coming to the end of our time together. Diego, bless his heart again, our producer. We sometimes we hang past the half-hour time. I want to know for you, if you're listening, that something you heard, a single question that you heard us ask today, is a seed that as you ask yourself, will reveal to you yourself, something bold and amazing. I do encourage you to join us. It is a brilliant journey. And Celeste and I have an agreement. We agree that we're only going to do this if we're having fun. And I think that's an important aspect. Life is a little hard this year. Anybody agree? It's been, a little challenging. We've had to rethink everything. We've had to redesign ourselves. So come and redesign yourself with us. Reverend Celeste, I love you. I thank you for being here today. Even this was fun. I'm all worked up with enthusiasm and excitement. I can feel it in my body. So thank you for being here and playing with me in this world. I'm really looking forward to co-creating with you as we move forward. So
Thank
come and be
you.
with us. Yeah, you're welcome. Come, everyone listening, come and be at least go to the website, sign up. It's free. Find out. You might hear something you absolutely love. Why not?
Why not?
So, all right. Be well. Have a great day. Be well and be brilliant. Much love. Have a good day.
Everyone.
Thank you, Celeste.
Wanna play? Come to our yard. New Thought Media Network spotlights you. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, Spirit Says Sing. Our stage is open for musicians, singers and speakers, visual artists. Shine with us, live. It's easy, just click the link in the comments and be ready to soar. Spirit Says Sing. Saturdays at 6, right here on New Thought Media Network.